I'm not gonna hit y'all with the whole welcome everybody. Nah. First off, I want to thank everybody coming out tonight for the support of what you call the Man Cave. I'm Dildred Parker. I came from, of course, Vivid Vibe, which comes on each and every Thursday night on Facebook Live. It was just time, in a sense, to venture out. Not to say that I'm leaving my girls. I love them to death. Misha's here tonight and Chanel. Love them. But tonight is about the men, and I feel like at this point I needed to create a platform for us to kind of like dive into the things that we're going through and the things that we deal with. Not to say it's shunning the opposite sex. This show has nothing to do with women bashing. That is not allowed. And it's just us having a chance to explain things from our perspective and what we go through. So I'll introduce these three, I can say that confidently, three handsome guys that sit up here with me. I'm probably the best looking one here, but but to my left is, I honestly would not be in this studio without him, man. And we've had a lot of private conversations, and he's a quiet mentor in a sense. A quiet mentor. Helped me creatively, helped me push, not giving up and things like that. I'm also affiliated with this Sphere Radio, which is where we are, which was partnered up with Man Cave, to where I'll let him get into the details with the radio thing and everything because I'm still learning it. But this is my brother here, Garry, to my left.
Yeah, what's up, Dale? What's up, everyone who's tuned in? People call me Garry. Some people know me as G Hawkins. Across all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. Now we in there getting it. Yeah, I'm trying to meet them where they at, man. Trying to meet them where they at. But thank you so much for even allowing me to come on, or even feeling like I could do the show justice for its launch. I truly appreciate that. I do try to fly low key, like the bottom lock for the most part. But somehow I'm usually anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm just here to grind. I'm here to support, man. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to share stories.
Absolutely. We're gonna
that men only share with men, and have these intricate conversations because it's necessary. Right?
It's time.
It's necessary, man. So thank you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
No doubt.
To my far right is that's what I call it, my fun older brother. It ain't a dull moment with him, man. And like I said, the first time we connected, man, it was just pure positive energy, man. This dude is extremely humble. I mean, he was one of my favorite guests when we did Battle of the Sexes last year, which everybody at this panel will be a part of, which is coming in March. We're gonna smoke you ladies again, but nah, man. I mean, he's another solid mentor of mine, and I love the way he moves. I love the way he operates. The way he carries himself. And again, it means a lot to me for him to be at this platform and to be here with me tonight. We just did the Remedy, me and my partner over there. We killed that, and it's just, I don't know, words can't explain. I appreciate the relationship with all you guys, but to the far right with the cap is Marcus, and he'll explain who he is.
I mean, you are trying to make chocolate men blush. That's what we're doing tonight.
It's okay for us to do that now. That's what the platform for.
I receive it. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in and who's in the studio. I am Marcus. I also go by Mr. Goodbar. I am the host of The Remedy, Houston's best neo-soul, R&B, independent soul radio program. Yes, I said it. And I'm also the host of the Paid in Full event that I do with DJ Bourbon, DJ Nimbus every second Saturday here in Houston. 15 years strong. We've been doing this.
We're going to make that a bigger event this year.
Absolutely.
That's my goal. I promise you that.
And so many other things that I've been privy to do. So I'm very thankful for that. And I am very honored to be part of the launch of the Man Cave. It means a lot to me to be a part of. I've always had been supporting you and your team.
Yeah.
And this venture is no different. So I'm very honored to be part of this esteemed panel. And let's get it, man.
Last but not least, man, this dude here is how you always be like, man, you don't have no male friends or whatever, man. This dude here is history behind this. From the day we met, man, we went to college together. So shout out to Art Institute, whatever. Nah, I'm playing. They really did teach us a lot, and ever since I met this dude, he didn't change his dream multiple times. I'll be like, whatever you want to do, bro, let's do it. You want to whatever, and to watch him, to be a part of and watch him grow, and I think people don't really understand with this guy here, like the his story is amazing, and we'll get to that one day, but his story is amazing. The fact that he went from college and graduating and then changing professions to actually owning his own studio, which is the only studio that I do business in. I will not do any other business other than the gate photography because it's my brother and I want to see him win. I don't know, man. Words can't explain. We debate all day.
Oh yeah.
All day, man. We'll debate and we'll talk shit to each other and we'll go about our business, and then it's like he'll go post something the next day and be like, man, it's just something about Dale, man. He'll come rev your engine and then he'll leave. And it's, but nah, I mean, like I pick his brain a lot, man. I'll text him, hey, I need to pick your brain. And we'll meet up. Like he'll stop what he's doing for me, and it's vice versa. I just think, like I said, it's just one of those guys that I feel like need to be up here with me because it's like he's seen the true beginning of Man Cave. Like he can honestly say that. Also, my brother that's out in the audience, which is Marcus, is another fellow brother of mine. But again, at this point, it's just get the bag together now, man. And it's my brother here, Darius.
Yes. So I am Darius. Like he said, studio owner of the GAT Photography Studio, which stands for Greatness Achieved Through Experience, which is like really what I live by. It's a lifestyle. So like you say, even just changing the goal, like or the dream, I just feel like it just further it. And people like Dale like actually push me to chase those type of goals and go further in those dreams. Like you said, from starting school to doing the video effects and motion graphics, to transitioning to like the photographer side, to stepping back from being a photographer to being a studio owner, and helping other photographers to get to where I'm at this point has just been super cool. And like you say, it wouldn't be a day that we can go without arguing about something. Like we're gonna argue about something, which makes us perfect for being on the panel because we think different. And
Yeah, we do.
got different stories, got different little ways of going about doing things. So it's super dope, and I'm super appreciative of being on the panel, not only with Dale, but also with Marcus and G and everybody that's here today. So I'm real short, real quick to the point, and get to it.
So before we give y'all a nice little taste of what the Man Cave has to bring, I will give a chance for the audience to reach out and ask their questions to the four of us. And, doesn't have to necessarily be anything specific, but it's just to give you guys in the audience that are watching out there a taste of what's to come. And this is one of these things I'm about to let y'all know. At this point, I will take on the title that Tuck gave me that I have to accept at this point. I might just be the hardest working podcaster out there, and I'm going to own that shit. And we're going to really take over and do things together, which is something that you don't get to see all the time. With all the diversity and all this stuff, things going on with our culture and whatnot, it's just, I'm real big on bringing, I can say it, I'm real big on bringing us blacks together, man. It's like, it's time at this point. Like, I'm sick of the disrespect that we do with each other and the things that we do to women. It just has to stop at some point. And I feel like the direction that I'm going, I wouldn't feel right if I didn't do what I'm doing. So I don't know who would want to start out there. I'll just pick Miss Lovely Victoria over there in the corner who already has the mic. And you can spit your podcast out there for people.
Yes, I definitely will. So my name's Victoria, everyone. And the name of my podcast is The Shit No One Else Says. I want to definitely thank Dale and Toy for always looking out for me and just, saying, hey, come here. And look, they know I'm going to be right there. So just trying to get myself out there. But not so much a question, but just like a statement as far as I think that this is a really cool idea. And I don't feel like there are many podcasts out there where it is just black men that are not hollering over each other. I do have one that I listen to that I really like. So as far as that, I don't. There is a market for this. So, but I do want to. I do have one thing. It's okay to woman bash a little bit, because we want to know the real. You
Okay,
know, that's
we
all.
gonna
I'm
You
get
saying.
about to get us in
Just
trouble.
keep
See,
it
that's
real.
what I said. We
Shit.
I'm gonna give y'all.
Get
I will
this
give
real.
y'all a nice little
You know what
snippet
I'm saying?
tonight.
I
Trust
mean,
me,
it's
gonna
all
work.
good. You know, we can take
Oh,
it. We
start
can
stuff
take it.
already.
Exactly.
She
Really,
started
to
stuff
what he
already.
said,
Look.
it's
Look,
really-
we can take it. We can
Yeah,
take
but
it.
it's really
No,
not
y'all
woman bashing if it's the truth for the record.
There you go. There you go. So that's all I want to say is that I see you, and again, I appreciate being here, and I'm just gonna wait to see all the great things that happens with this, because again, it's a market for it. So I think it's awesome.
Don't throw fire on the gasoline and run away and watch it burn from a distance. That's what you're
No,
trying to do.
That's why that's my bro.
That's what it sounds
That's why
like.
that's my bro. Oh,
So I'm Miss Misha. I am one of the co-hosts on Vivid Vibe and the host of the Melanated Veteran podcast.
I gotta
And
check
I
that
just
out.
want to say, I just want to say I love just seeing like all y'all entrepreneurs out here, like Black entrepreneurs. I think it's great that you guys are becoming a legacy and teaching, helping other people teach their kids, like, hey, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do it. So that's what I just want to say. I'm proud of y'all. So
appreciate
and
it.
I can't wait. Like she said,
Man,
I can't
y'all
wait
can't
to
get
see.
too emotional. I'm
Right?
not trying to cry on live, man.
I'm
Nah,
not
gonna
I'm
cry
like,
tonight.
Each of y'all,
Not.
each of y'all are like, I get little nuggets of gems and stuff from each of you, and it just seeing how it is for you guys. I love it. I appreciate it. So
You don't have to.
I mean, mine.
Pass it to the back. You one of my she gonna look crazy back there. One of the I don't even want to call it fan. If y'all ever wondered why I calmed down on Vivid Vibe and it wasn't so much aggression and the cursing and you're so well mannered, you're too, this lady here, man, I mean, whew, she didn't help mold a good one over here, like. But I truly do appreciate her because she watches everything I do, and she is on me as if I birthed her. Like, it was a time I kind of. Huh? What I said? I said it wrong.
I wasn't gonna correct you, brother, but I knew what you were saying.
Players fuck up too. Nah, I said it wrong.
It's all good. It's man cave. I'm going with you.
This is what we do.
I was gonna
If
say,
you look,
By your side.
if
I
you
fucked
burp,
up. All right,
you
my
burp,
bad.
you burp, I'm with you.
Hey, I'm trying not to get emotional. That's
That's what
why
happened.
my eyes watering.
That's what my
I'm
man
getting a
said.
little antsy here. Yeah, I'm trying to talk to people without the tears and shit. No, but she stays on me. Like, it was one episode, I got a nice little DM. She said, hey, you done dropped that F-bomb way too much for my liking. I said, you know what? It's my favorite word. I'll dumb it down some. And it helped mold me into where I'm at now. And I really appreciate it. If you don't mind introducing yourself and what you represent.
I only do it because I love you. And I see so much greatness in you, and I want you to go far. That's why I do it. Now, I am a little hard on him, but everybody that know me, I'm the mother type.
Yeah.
And if I love you, you're going to know it. And that's how I am.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm Cheryl Ames,
There we go.
and I am the creator, producer of Fight for the Family.
Y'all got to check that out.
That's us. So that's it. I'm a very woman of few words.
Speaking of few words, I happen to be a husband. I'm John Ames.
I wasn't expecting him to speak. Okay.
And, no, but to see black men get together and talk about collaborations and improving their businesses, I had to be here to lend my support because I think it's great. It's super what y'all doing, and I know y'all gonna do well. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir.
Marcus, you don't speak, no? Okay. It's up to you. Yeah, let's go, Marcus. It might have
Maybe.
We'll work on that. Again, this is a press conference. We're good. We're good. What's up, bro?
Marcus, I'm just glad to be able to see my brother, prosper the way he did. It's been some years journey.
Yeah, buddy.
And to see how it's fruition and then just to see how much more I know he's able to do. It's a great thing.
Are you about to cry?
Right? I'm over here like, Marcus.
Because his voice started cracking. He was like, I really like
We
it.
don't get this at the
What's
barbershop
going
normally.
No, hey, ain't no crying in the barbershop, bro. gotta hold your 10 toes down.
saying.
Nah, that's how they appreciate it, bro. Like,
Both of my brothers up there.
yeah.
We started right there at that college, all at that one table.
Yeah, man. We didn't fit in, but I know I didn't.
At all.
They were like, who is this dude? I come in there hood as hell, like, yo, he a nerd? Yeah, but I'm a gangster. Like, nah, man, damn, whew. Those college days, man, hanging with the white kids is just a different life. Because they were just like, what is aggression? And we just come in there, play 2K. They're like, why do you guys just sit and play 2K all the time? Bro, I want to play Smash Brothers all day, bro. First of all, y'all got to push up, down, left, A, B, and C to even do one move. I'm good on that. I just want to hit my jump shot, score 30 with Harden, and go home, bro.
That's why we snuck Mortal Kombat in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop.
There we go.
Nah.
But yeah.
Nah, man. No, we'll get into it, man. It's a game. I have no. You can ask him that. I have no interest in that game at all.
Mario.
Yeah,
Mario.
all the
Pretty much.
Nintendo people.
Everything Nintendo.
Now, if y'all want to get into Mario Kart, I'll smoke anybody. I can do that.
So we're gonna have to get the Xbox up here.
Hey,
connect it.
hold on.
We're gonna
We
do some
can-
live.
Are you
gameplay.
really want to start
Live
that?
gameplay
Some
on Man
live
Cave.
gameplay
And
on
as-
Man
Hey.
Cave.
And as we get in deep conversation,
I'm just
I
gonna
smash
say it
y'all
now.
with the game y'all want.
Hey, real rap. We can do.
Don't
we can do
bite
that
off
shit.
more
We're
than
gonna do
you
some
can
live
chew.
gameplay.
Now this sounds
Whatever
like a
you wanna play.
barbershop. It sounds like a barbershop now.
I love you,
I
fam.
don't want that.
Mario
Mario
I only play
Kart?
sports
Want me-
games.
Hey.
Want me to bring the system up next week?
Nah, not that
I
shit.
promise
No.
I ain't got nothing.
I got no smoke for them. I got no
It's
smoke
a
for them.
sidebar. He gonna say, let's play Smash Bros. I was like, all right, cool. I swear to y'all, I don't even have an example. The remote was smaller than my hand.
Yeah.
And I am getting
It's
slaughtered.
Nintendo.
At this point, I'm like, bro, you're disrespecting me. We're gonna fight physically. Like, and he just going in. I'm like, bro, I can't even push the button. Every time I push B, I'm pushing A at the same time, dog. Like, this is dumb. It's not an excuse.
It
okay?
is an excuse.
Bring the actual. Now, see, that's the fun thing. We'll do that one episode. We will rock out, and we're gonna have that topic. We'll have that conversation. But again, I won't lose ever. If I do,
Sure.
I'll stop the show and turn the game off. Straight up.
Man Cave
So
shit.
mature.
We're shutting it down.
We got some stories for that.
One night, bro. Y'all gotta let that night go, dog. No, he's talking about this nonsense dub he got. I'm drunk. We playing 2K. The score is like,
We both drinking.
I'm done by 30.
Excuses.
I'm down by 30.
Lost by 50.
Hey, how many times we be drinking we be losing?
Oh, yeah.
I got
Whatever.
a question over here to the
What's
right.
up? We got a question to the far right. Yes, Ms.
It look like it's about
Victoria.
to be good too.
Would you ever consider having some women in the cave?
That's dope.
Why you starting
I
trouble
can-
already?
Right now?
This ain't
You starting trouble already. We ain't 5 minutes into this.
I ain't gonna elaborate on it, but
Okay.
let's,
Like a lottery. You're gonna get either a Willy Wonka
but
golden
see,
ticket.
let me. Yeah. So let's now. But no. I'll answer a question. That's the cake. I got that. Let me shine the light up. Oh no. Just understand one thing about me. Man Cave is already set for the rest of the year, which means that the ideas, the topics are already in place. It starts out with us, but it ends with everybody. And there's a whole fun segment that women get to come onto the man cave and sit on the couch across us men. And you guys can ask whatever it is you want to ask, but you guys better be damn sure you're ready for those answers and vice versa. So to just give y'all a little hint of what it is, I will welcome the women into the pit. What is the next question? Yeah.
Good answer.
So again, like I said, we'll dive into a fun topic that I figure like we could pick since we got women in the room, so this should be a little interesting. As the guys, which we're gonna answer first, so don't all jump up at once or try to, at what point and what area do we decide to handle accountability for what our homeboys do? Who want to go first?
Shit, immediately. I mean, I think when you get to a certain age, like we were mature as fuck. Like we got real lives. We really out here adulting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let alone when you start talking payroll and other shit. Like you've got pressure on your backs, and what you don't have time for is the BS that other people bring into your environment and your atmosphere, right? So it's like, yo, you bugging, you doing X, Y, and Z. For what reason? If it's not to uplift, to help, if there's a misunderstanding, have that conversation, but get past that shit and get back on the right train of greatness. Right. Like, don't sit here and try to bring other people down, or you just out here doing bullshit that now I'm accountable for.
Absolutely.
When I've got other responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? And I expect my fellow brothers that are tied to me, which is why I keep a small niche anyway. Like, be a man, be a good steward of your time, of your discipline, of the people around you.
Speak that shit.
Because, goddamn it, then I can support you in the things that you do. But if you're not a good steward of your own, I damn sure can't expect you to hold me down.
That's real rap.
You know?
That's real
So,
rap.
yeah.
What you got, Marcus?
I feel like I'm gonna misquote the Bible so terribly right
It's
now.
all
So
good.
That's totally fine.
It's all good.
But
Europeans been doing it for years, man. Decades.
I know, right?
What is you saying? Like, mind you, it's raw and authentic. Like, we don't hold back on here at all. It's
Look,
none of
I'm
that shit.
gonna keep it a being. When I was a child, I did childish things.
Yes.
I'm a man now, and I feel like when I elevate and when I mature, it took a long time for me to get to the maturity level I'm at. I'm still growing. I'm not there yet. I haven't reached where I'm supposed to go, but I'm better than I was when I started. Right. So I feel like the people that you keep in your circumference have to kind of be in that space with you. You don't have to be right where I am. I actually want to be around people who are where I'm trying to get.
Sure.
And perhaps I can grow from that. So I feel like if we can't feed off of each other, then to be specific to your question, when I see men that I used to hang with or whatever doing things that I feel like I've outgrown, and you don't experience that until you see it. You have to. It's not something that just comes overnight. It's like one night you're out hanging out like you normally do, and then they say something off brand. It's like it rubs you wrong.
Yeah.
It's like that's not something I would ever say. So I don't feel comfortable with you saying it. There's a time to correct and love, and then there's a time to love somebody from way over there.
Yeah, you don't fit in.
And I'm big on that as far as loving people from a distance, because I don't want to challenge their manhood, because I do care for them. But I feel like I need to hold them accountable. Like G said, you're in my presence. So if somebody standing next to you hears you say that, they're going to assume that that's probably how I feel, because I'm keeping you in my circumference. And I can't have that. So I'm willing to open up and say, hey, maybe that's not the move to do. And if you receive it, great. That's a sign of maturity. Right. If you opt to challenge me and say, hey, why are you tripping? You know what? I'm not going to trip anymore, because you'll be over there and I'm going to be over here. You know, and I'm fortunate and I'm thankful to have men like yourselves and other men who are not here but present in spirit that actually have that mindset, because like you said, G, we got bills, bro. We got goals to create, and we have people looking up to us that we don't even see.
That's where I'm at now with that.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of men, young men right now, that are looking at us that we have never seen or met before, but they're watching every move we make from afar. Have any of you ever been somewhere and a stranger walks up to you and says, man, I see you moving, I see you doing this, I see you doing that.
Man.
Keep it up. And I'm clueless as to who you are.
I get offended, bro.
You've been watching the entire time.
I know you like.
Yeah, but I've learned to receive that. So that's that. If anything keeps you in check, nothing keeps you in check by getting props from someone you don't know and they're watching you from a distance. Right. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, and I have to piggyback off what he said. Is like, when you start holding them accountable is when it feels uncomfortable to you. Like you say, it's no longer like it's not cool. Like,
It's not fun no
yeah,
more.
it was
Like,
bro,
let's
what are you
just
doing?
call it
Like,
that.
what
It's
are
not
you
fun no
doing?
more.
And I think one of the biggest things is, it's like when it comes to homeboys, friends, people like that, you choose them. Like, it's not like they're mandatory to be in your life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
right.
the accountability of holding a person accountability, like, or accountable, is like when it offends you, when you feel a certain way, or like just maturing, like you said, like we all got bills, we all growing up, and some people grow at different stages. So like you have to leave them behind, hold them accountable, and maybe you can be a positive reinforcement. So maybe sometimes in accountability, you can let a person know, clue them in, because a lot of times it comes from ignorance, not just from being dumb, just like not knowing.
Right.
You know, like even you said earlier with the cuss word or cussing and stuff like that. Sometimes people just let it fly off just not thinking.
Yeah.
In certain presence of things, like you can be like, yo, check it, and then just hold them accountable, and maybe you can even, you know what I'm saying, change their way of thinking and get them back up. So, like I say, to answer the question, when you should hold them accountable is when it's no longer comfortable to you, when it doesn't feel good to you. So,
Yeah,
that's my answer.
to pin it and then switch to the next topic, since no matter what, everyone's going to look for my opinion on the situation. For me personally, I agree with all three of you guys, and one of the things that I won't say learned, that I'm enforcing in my life now is kind of like, if you gonna hurt the camp, bro, you can't be here. Meaning, like, the personal things that I've been through, we can say these last 6-7 months, it really showed me who, like, were true homeboys in a sense. Because it was like, it's a personal moment, so I'll be completely honest. Like I said, I have nothing but honesty to give y'all at this point. Darius actually randomly texted me. It was just like, hey, bro, you good? And it was like, to me, it was like, I didn't know how to respond to it. Because I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, but then he was like, nah, like, for real, you good? And then we had like a real deep conversation. And it's like, if you don't, when I say accountability, understand that I'm saying, like, it's not about getting on your homeboy about being wrong. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about, if we're going to be men, let's be men.
Yeah.
And if we're going to sit here and say we're going to live a certain type of lifestyle, then you got to carry yourself that way. And a lot of times, us as men, we do that. And I'm guilty of it, where I will, I can give advice all day. I can preach, whatever you want to call it, and a lot of people might feel like, well, you don't really live by the things that you say. And it's like, nah, I do. The problem is the people around me. It's causing me to kind of like respond and behave certain ways, and it's like, I'm cool on that. So it's like, when I decided to like fully agree and commit, which I have to give credit where credit due, Toy helped force this shit out. I cannot not put her out there. She did, because I didn't. I didn't.
Kind of forced the shit.
I didn't. Gary will tell you.
Yeah.
Misha will tell you. I did not want no part of Man Cave. And the real reason was because I felt like I wasn't there yet. But then it was like, but that's the perfect time. Why not show the growth and let people grow with me, and we learn together?
That's real.
So when I speak on accountability, it's just like, you might make a mistake, but we got to be there for each other. If I feel like, hey, Gary, you was too aggressive when you talked to such and such, or, hey, when you made this, you're not aggressive at all. I've never seen you aggressive. That's why I use that one, though. Let me tell y'all something about Gary. I've known Gary for quite a while. I probably never seen him get upset. Like, at some point, like, no bullshit. I'm gonna tell you this now. So, like I said, I'm dropping gems and dropping like shit all night. You're basically going to be the face of logic over emotion, which is a thing that I came up with, because I won't say I came up with it, but Marcus is wearing it now, for example. I didn't want to wear it. It's hot as shit up here. But it's one of the things that I designed, and it's like I want to say it's the stamp for Man Cave. So when women ask these certain type of questions where it's like, well, you don't never say this, you don't never respond to that. A lot of times, to be honest with you guys, we're emotional, but we think about the decision. Like, if I really dive into this argument with you, is it worth it? Is it going to matter? Like, sometimes we make decisions based off logic. Like, I don't want to get into this pissing match with you, or this words of war only for us to still be together. But then I got to turn around and try to heal you after some foul shit I done said to you. You know, so it's not in a sense where, you know, we don't care. It's just that we care more about the longevity, not the right now. So we get into that. Like I said, this is just we're running through it. And I must always start with Garry because I love the gems that he dropped. And I like picking on him. You know, with Garry being who he is and the man that he is, when it comes to these emotional connections with women, do you have an example or some type of, I guess you could say, influence on how to deal with a situation when it's time to deal with logic over emotion?
You know what? It's a very slippery slope because as men, we can often come across as chauvinistic. We can often come across as know-it-alls. We can often come across as not caring because we can tone down the emotion and put forth the logic. The flip side to that shit is that there are times where we get emotional and society hasn't taught us how to display emotions as men. We're taught to bottle it up. So when we're with our lady and we lose it, then it's all over the goddamn place because we simply are not, we haven't trained that emotional muscle to be able to deliver something with a conscious and true understanding that this is how I feel versus this is what I think. So I say to any man that's listening right now in the man cave, you tune into this shit and you want these gems, take a moment, take the time and do the due diligence on self to say, you know what? I want to not win the argument, but I want to fix the problem. And this is my teammate to fix it.
That's right.
And that conversation to yourself will help propel you towards a lot of shit.
Real rap. And I'm gonna jump on that. I'm gonna piggyback with you, brother. A lesson that I've learned that I would like to challenge every man is that when you're in that, actually, it's, well, you know, we're talking man cave, but this applies to everyone, is that I'm the type of person that measures twice and cuts once.
Come on.
So a lot of things that are in your mind when you get ready to say something out of anger or frustration or stress between your partner and yourself or anyone for that matter, sometimes you have to remember that there's one thing you can't take. There's two things you can't get back: time and what you say.
At all.
If you put something out there, you can apologize for what you said, but you can't take it back because it's already out there. And I'm having violated that law several times in my life. That's the biggest lesson for me, is that I can say I'm sorry for what I said. I apologize for what I said. But are you ever going to forget what I said?
Nope.
No. You're going to think that that's the way I felt, and I'm just sorry that you heard it. So my thing is, if it's not something that you feel that you can stand on after the emotions have died down and everybody's at peace, think about it whether you really want to say that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes statements should remain thoughts. And you have to remember.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And that's a filter that I encourage everyone to utilize in those stressful moments when you have a hard time expressing how you feel, or when you feel like what you're about to express is very harsh. Step back and think about what you're about to open your mouth and say, because you can't take the words back out of the air. And if you love and care for the person that you're next to, or that's your partner, regardless of what the struggle is, like Garry said, this is a problem. She's not the problem. You're not the problem. The problem is the problem. Y'all are the team. Y'all got to fix the problem.
Absolutely.
Don't make your partner the problem and then attack her or attack him. Attack the problem.
Yep.
So by watching what you say, that goes leaps and bounds for healing. So that's a challenge that I'd like to issue to every man who's listening, to piggyback off of what Garry said.
You know what? Then you want to make a challenge?
Let's do it.
Let's make the challenge.
Man Cave Challenge.
Man Cave Challenge.
What's up?
Y'all cool with the Man Cave Challenge?
Yeah.
Man Cave Challenge.
So hashtag. All right. Long, all right.
today.
We branding all type of shit tonight. What you got? What you got, bro?
Yeah, I finna say it's really can't say anything other than
You
what
can't,
was
yeah.
already stated.
I ain't gonna lie, I was ready to change the subject. Like,
Yeah.
they went so hard, I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Right? Oh man!
Shout out to my
Worded-
counselor.
and worded it so perfectly as well. So like,
Shout out to my
that's
therapist.
the main thing. But like you say, like watching your words, and I guess to go deeper than just watching your words, because you can sometimes you cannot say something, but it's your demeanor, how it comes off that speaks more volumes. Because even if you don't say something, just the way that you're looking shows your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And I know, like, just as a man, I'm pretty sure everybody, like, even if we just
Man, listen.
Yeah, that's too
Body
much.
like that is so
That's a
aggressive.
whole
Yeah,
paragraph.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Listen.
I'm trying not to say nothing, but
Yeah.
just even with that one. And I'm not even sure. So this would be a question like, is even walking away acceptable? In
No.
those- so
No,
there's
I'm
really
a-
so
I'm
man,
answering
K,
it.
I'm just gonna say there's really nothing that you can do.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, cool.
not.
I was just making sure we was
So-
on the same page.
so I'm glad you said
So
it.
he said you can't say nothing. There's really nothing that you yeah.
It's nothing you can
can't
fucking
walk
do.
away. So
But
really,
no, it is. I'll answer that. I'll answer that, and then I'll answer my own shit. They had a question?
yeah.
All right, yeah. So, damn, maybe what was the?
I was just saying there's nothing you can do. So if
So
you
in
can,
that, you talking about an argument?
well, just
So here's the thing. Since I have women in the room again, we're gonna dive into this, ladies. If you want your man to respond a lot better than what he's doing, watch your damn mouth. And I'm not being an asshole when I say that. I'm just telling you guys straight up. You want us to respond, but you can't be calling me, may I? You can't be calling me no hoe ass nigga, no bitch ass nigga, no sorry ass nigga. You cannot come out and call me these things and expect expect me to come at you or respond to that.
That's not nice.
Look, with logic. No, it does
That's
not.
not nice.
Again, those are examples. No. So at this point, I can get deeper into that. Those are just examples of ratchetness thanks to love and hip hop, which I don't support. No, I will forever say it till they stop showing it. Yeah, but you don't need it. But you see and then you know what's funny about you saying that? You are what you intake. So then when you get into those things, you have to be mindful
welcome to the man cave.
You have to be mindful of the things that come out to your partner. And I'm not saying it's just women. I'm just saying, again, this is the man cave. This is the male's perspective. I'm going to help us all. You can't come to your guy aggressive and not feel like you're not going to get aggression and nonchalant. We only got, it's like 3 levels to us. And I mean, y'all could disagree to me. It's either I care, I halfway care, or I don't give a shit. Is there anything between those 3?
No.
Oh, okay. So, is that no? Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. It's no. Those 3 are. That's what it is. So
Confirmation.
yeah, I just wanted the confirmation for the whole way. Like, I'm good. All right, we good. No.
I wish
I'm serious, man,
everybody could see the faces of the ladies in there. Like I'm studying.
And
it.
hold on.
It's like
let's all
I'm just-
due respect that it's
yeah. Mhm.
before that happens, because I've gotten ripped in the comment. Victoria's my sister. I have nothing but respect for her.
I know he does. He's
Yeah.
not talking to me right
Yeah, but sometimes, but then it's one of those things like you do have the aggressive woman, you have the I'm over it woman, and then you got the woman that's trying to fix it.
Yeah, Erling gonna get
So
you.
let's dive into the one that I respect, and it's no disrespect to the others, the one that wants to fix it. Sometimes she doesn't know how to communicate that she messed up or she has a problem. Sometimes they have problems with us, and it takes them 5-6 months to bring it to us. So when you wait that long and then you drop it, we kind of like our attitudes, and my men, if y'all want to disagree, so fucking cool. I'm either going to hit you with the, what the fuck are you talking about? Or I'm going to be like, you just now saying something? I'm not mad at the situation. I'm mad at the fact, why did you wait so long to come to me and tell me this problem? Because now it's not even a problem anymore. Like, what is it? At that point, it's a war.
It is.
Honestly, because when you get past the point where I'm mad at this for 3 months, right? This is an example. Don't fuck me up in the comments. If you're mad that your man violated you in some type of way, you do these little knick-knack things the aggressive of slamming the door, or you're not calling on lunch break. These little things that y'all do over a time span because something you are previously mad at, meaning you're not paying attention to what you're doing at that moment. We're responding to what you're doing right now, not what you're mad at. You understand the difference when I'm saying that? You can't get mad at the man for not respecting or responding to a conversation that you sit on for weeks.
Let me add to that. And on the flip side, we can't get mad if she doesn't bring that shit to the forefront until she's ready to.
That's where I'm at with it.
Because when that occurs, we gotta stay cool, calm, and collected as the man, so we can make sure that shit gets to the promised land. I'm just saying.
And I gotta agree with G on that.
Yeah, I'm not. While I wasn't saying it from one.
It's not a divisive subject, but it's to the point. The frustration that Dell is illustrating is there.
It's real.
But at the same time, we have to understand that we have to meet them where they are. Mm-hmm. If this is truly your partner, so if it takes her 5 months to talk about something, then I have to prepare myself to listen to 5 months worth of frustration at the moment that she brings it to me.
Right.
Because I know I'm guilty on the same token of holding things in. And when I'm ready to talk about it, when I feel like I'm not going to explode when I say it, it may take 3 months. It may take, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I may have outwardly expressed it physically or in my demeanor without actually saying it. And she being caring, and just like the man being caring, what's wrong, baby? Nothing. Because it's not nothing, obviously. Yeah. But I'm not ready to. I'm still processing what I'm feeling.
Right.
And if I say it right now, I'm going to say it very, very wrong. That goes back to my point about measuring your words. Right. So I know I'm not prepared to say this in a way that's going to be conducive for us fixing it. Because, again, I recognize that you're not the problem. The problem is the problem. Right. And I need us to get together to fix it. And if I start this conversation right now in the heat of my feelings,
it's
and
not
I'm not
ready
to say it, all you're going to hear is the anger. You're not going to hear the problem or the point. So while, Del, to your point, it is frustrating for the other partner to receive something about something that happened in 2017. It's a fair question. Why did you not say that?
Hold on. Yeah.
Well, I feel that.
Exactly. We'll get into
Ain't no mic over there.
There's no mic. He loud as shit.
Hold on. Let's go, Tut.
Always loud as shit.
Tut.
That's another brother. It wasn't. We couldn't fit all 6.
It's all good. Yo, DJ King Tech. Y'all know what it is. Look,
He's
check it
not
out.
a DJ.
I talk about therapy all the time on my show, That Boom Bap.
Talk about
I just keep it a buck. I go to therapy with my wife. I've been going now for over a year. It has strengthened our bond. Before we had our son, everything was perfect, but realistically, if you're looking at the Venn diagram, we were just touching the edges. When we got TJ, it made us touch a whole circle. We had to have something in combined in the middle, and we had to adjust our relationship. We've been together 15 years. The therapist would say, yes, you let the person cook. You got to let them cook. I'll give you an example. We were going to D.C. for New Year's. Traffic was worse. She got off work a little late. Long story short, she saw that my anxiety was heightened because I didn't want to miss this flight and I didn't know what was going on. Before therapy, she would have asked me a million times what's wrong, and we would have gotten into a fight, and it would have blew our whole weekend. Mm-hmm. But the therapist taught us, she saw it, she sensed it, she let me cook. As soon as we got to security, I was the same normal person. She knows that I'm a timely person. That jumps on my anxiety. So don't wait 2 years. Cook. You can cook. I'll let you cook. We get into it. I'll let you cook.
That's a fucking snippet.
I'll let you cook.
That's a snippet.
But I need you to come and we need to have this conversation. And then you, as the man or as the woman, have to be willing to receive that once you let them cook. But we ain't say you can't cook greens all
I'm gonna look
for
at
a month.
And I agree with you, Tut.
I agree with you, Tut. I love you, bro. I love you, nigga.
I agree with you. But what we can't do is we can't get lost in the time period.
No, we can't.
Because at the same time, I still got to deal with this issue.
Yeah.
You feel me? No, but you know
no.
No.
That's not what he's saying.
If he,
hey,
I'm
first of all,
I'm exaggerating for 2 years.
That's
I'm
the shit
exaggerating
no
for
one
2 years.
said.
But this is the thing. Even if it is 2 years. Even if it is 2 years, because you might not know what triggers, what your actions may have triggered about something that this person has been dealing with in their personal life, even before you were part of it. So if it takes them 2 years, if you really care about it, you can be unhappy about how long they made you wait to talk about it.
So here's
but if you care about what they're feeling and want to fix it, then you deal with the fact that, it took them 2 years to deal with this. Why did it take that long? Why did it take that long for them to process
I might need to sit because you done waited 2 years.
That's fine.
To tell me. So I'm not ready to touch on that.
That's fine.
Because you're now ready 2 years later.
That's fine.
That's all I'm saying.
Now let's flip it real quick. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 women in here. 8 women. And I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and I want 8 answers.
Oh wow.
Because there's 8 different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh Lord.
When you
I don't like these.
Like
When-
10-second answers.
Yeah, like 10. Don't get straight to the point. Women are long-winded. No offense, all offense. But
Hashtag man cave.
Yeah.
That was Dell. That was
Hashtag
Dell,
man
y'all.
cave.
That was
Nah.
Dell.
Dell.
That was
but
Dell.
I want before we it is, and I need somebody. No, but I gotta put this disclaimer out there. I'm gonna forever be the bad guy because I'm the host of this shit. So stop getting mad at me when I'm saying things. Doesn't necessarily mean that's where I stand. I will give my opinion on what I'm putting out there, but I am the face of my own shit. Don't whoop my ass. Nah. No, serious question. When we as men decide, and I'm using decide in all caps, to make these mistakes, to offend you, or rub you the wrong way, or hurt you, at what point and how long do y'all hold it in?
Answer. So,
Who are you?
Forever.
it just means
I'll elaborate. Meaning, if we're in what's today, February 3rd. February 3rd is Del P Day. The city will give me that. That's a quote. Mark my words. Houston will own February 3rd for me. What I mean by when you decide to, it's if I hurt you in September, at what point? Like, how long do you sit and
how long do you cook?
yeah, how long do you cook?
It has nothing to do with decision was the word that was.
I know what I mean by decision is meaning when you decide, what I'm saying is when you decided to bring it to the table, how long are you brewing is what I'm asking for us, because a lot of times we really don't even know. Like, we know, but we don't know. And you're just going to look at me like, that's a typical dude answer. So let me elaborate on that so y'all can answer, because now I feel like I'm fucking on shit. Look.
The answer is it depends on.
So okay, then I'm fine with that.
Okay, so my answer is just basically this. I'm not saying that I don't have to sit sometimes, but I'm not like a sitting person. So I think before, when I was younger, I've just learned and I've grown. Like I said, I've been single for a while, so I'm not going to be sitting on things. I'm all about communication, and I want to just get it over with and put it out there. I'm not really sitting on anything. So that's just me.
You know, I hear people say a lot, and this is not really to Dell's point to his question. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me shut up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We got 8 women.
She
about to talk.
she hit on
That's
something I
go-
want to touch on. We'll get back to. I'm gonna come back
just
to it.
pin it. Yeah, put it.
No,
in your phone.
trust me, I'm not gonna
Marcus
forget
don't
this.
forget shit.
Not this one.
They don't forget.
For me, I don't really think I don't think of a time frame. It's just depending on the situation.
Right.
Like, that's for me. So
Same. I kind of already gave my answer, but it depends on the situation. Depends on the environment, when it happens, where you are, if it's appropriate to handle at that time. If I'm gonna wait till later, or it just depends.
It's lovely CC over there. Fumble.
Sorry, Toy. I would say just the way that I am, my mind thinks in pieces, so I kind of drop it, address what I can at the moment, but let you know that I'm still processing, and when it comes out, I'll be able to fully tell you. That's just how I personally handle my thoughts.
Kasha, stop running. That mic coming to you.
You know I'm laughing.
I got two women in the back.
I'm sorry. I just looked to the right.
Y'all gotta hold the mic for my sister right here.
Of course I'm gonna hold it for her.
Yeah, what's she fuck? See what I'm saying? What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about that?
Baby Yoda.
Now, she got a nickname for the record. He said that's Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda. She already everywhere. What's up, Latif?
I just try and mention it the night of.
Like when it happens.
Yeah. Same. I won't. So if it happened at Fiesta, I'll do it I do it over dinner. We'll talk about it over dinner.
Or them leg quarters.
You can concur?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Shit.
How
What you doing, Fiesta?
Oh, nah.
You want to talk about it?
Maybe it's still
Bag of
cooking.
leg
Hey, what you look at
What I
my
have to say?
princess?
Like, I'm gonna tell you how I feel at that moment, because if I don't, I'm gonna hold the grudge for a very long time.
We'll get into grudges
You a Taurus?
on 3-week
No, I'm a
episode. Like, we're not
Cancer.
doing it
Oh,
now.
Oh,
You a
yeah.
what?
Yeah. We'll keep bringing it up.
Yeah, I will in different ways.
Men bring up shit all the time. Okay.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't date
This
cancers.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I want to. But go ahead,
Did we
mama.
get Michelle?
Mama. Oh, she passed it.
I think my answer is a little different because
I want
I'm
that
more
seasoned
mature
answer.
and I'm married.
That's what I
So
want. That.
we've learned how to, just like the gentleman over here, he went to therapy. We had therapy together. And we have come to a decision that we're not going to sit on it.
Right.
Get it out then, because the devil is busy in the mind.
Love
And the
it.
more you hold on to that mess, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Let it go.
I will let you drop the mic. Them things expensive. You gonna let the mic go way over there?
You told them to pass it back around.
Since that's my mother, she raised me. I don't hold shit in. If I'm mad, it pisses me off. I'm mad. That's the issue.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
letting it be known that that was my issue. Now what I'm learning is a lot of times that person isn't ready to receive at that moment what it is that you have to say. So sometimes situations have to happen that kind of put into context what you're saying your issue is for them to process and understand that's what you meant by that. So yeah, the conversation may come up 6 months later, but it's not because I sat on it for 6 months. It's because when I brought it up 6 months ago, you weren't ready to have that conversation. But I let you know at that moment, I'm bothered, this offended me, this hurt me, you did this, I didn't like that. You just weren't ready to receive it. So time went by because situations happened, and now we can go back and we can review. Hey, remember 6 months ago I said this, and then 2 months later this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and now we can sit and have that conversation and we can grow from it because I did speak on it. Things happen, and now we have that evidence to show. Let's make the correction. Let's make the change.
Okay.
So I don't feel like, to what you said as far as females sitting on things, a lot of times it's not really intentional. It's just sometimes as a female, because of the way we communicate, it's so differently from men. It feels as if it's brushed off, as if it's like, whatever, I hear you, but do you really hear me? So a lot of times it may seem to you as if we're sitting on it for months. But no, we've been saying and showing you for months that we were bothered by something. Just are you ready to receive or really pick up on what we're bothered by to sit down and now deal with what is bothering us?
I'm so glad you stopped looking at me when you said that.
I mean, see,
Shit, I was like,
I felt for
damn,
you.
Am
I
I?
felt for you.
Did we date?
I ain't
I
gonna
promise.
lie.
I
ain't gonna
promise.
lie.
I was
I'm
about
over
to
here
ask.
like
Who
my knees are hitting
the
Garry
deal?
and Darius.
I'm
Like,
trying to keep
bro,
a
I don't
straight
know what the
face,
fuck
like,
I'm
I know I didn't miss something.
Did you just cuss all us out? Like, what we do to you?
I felt the heat for all y'all.
Don't give her the mic. No, I'm Mark.
Whenever
Don't give
we-
her
Glad
the
I
mic.
was
No,
over here.
damn, I was-
You still got what
Yeah, shit.
I have two things.
Got Marcus got to come
I
back
have
with
two
it.
things. The first question I would like to pose, and you all can answer collectively or separately if you'd like.
Okay.
Would you, in your relationships, work on setting a quote unquote, for lack of a better word, deadline for bringing up a topic that may have troubled you? Like, say for instance,
That's dope.
we have an issue. I'll give you X amount of time to process, deal with it. But at this time, we got to sit down and talk about it. We got to attack this problem at this stage.
No more
How
than
do you
3
guys
days.
feel about that?
No more than 3
Or
days.
don't bring it up after that. That's why I was looking at the deadline.
Well, it's
shit.
about resolution because
got you.
if this, we sit down at the point to resolve it, break it down, explain both sides, and resolve it. Therefore, it's not an issue any further. It's a building block. So, how do you guys feel about setting a? All right, let's sit on this and stew for about what? For example, and then boom.
Okay.
That is a very different approach, honestly, because being someone, like I said, I'm a little more
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said that's a very different approach I would have personally never thought of because me being a little more passive, I know I stay in my head a lot. And I try to be a little more conscious of when I do get mad, I am a suppressor. I do know that. I'm aware. Reason being, I may have a lot of triggers, or I want to make sure once again that what comes out my mouth is what I really mean. So instead of, checking twice, I'm probably going to end up checking 5. That's just how I operate, and those are some things to break, which for me, speaking for myself, that can prolong what comes out or how long I've been, for lack of better words, cooking something, because I'm like, okay, I know what I felt this moment, but it doesn't register. Why am I feeling this way? Is it because this is what really hurt me, or is this because it's a trigger, or is this a pattern that I'm, am I blowing it out of proportion due to something that has nothing to do with it? I go to those lenses because I want to make sure whatever I say, I'm not blaming you for something you didn't do.
Right.
So for me, a deadline, that's why I say I personally drop in pieces, because, hey, I will feel this way. I didn't like this. This made me feel uncomfortable. Let me think on why. But I will let you know this makes me feel uncomfortable. And then from there, okay, I know why this made me feel uncomfortable. And then we can make a common ground, because me personally, I'm not here to change you. I'm here to grow with you. So I don't want you to feel like you have to walk around tiptoes and eggshells, just like I don't want to walk around tiptoes and eggshells with my partner. I want us to be able to learn each other, where when we're naturally in our beings of self, we don't have to hide who we are.
Absolutely. I received that. Thank you.
That's a maturity thing, too.
Thank you.
Garry.
You have to both be mature enough to agree upon that deadline, and that when that deadline hits, you sit and talk. Because now the issue will become that person's still not ready to talk. But that's your deadline and you ready. Then now what happens when every time one of you is ready and the other one isn't?
Well, that's the thing. That's where the arrangement comes in with your partner. You guys have to set that down. Not me, not her. Even you and that partner set up. I know me, and you know you. Let's find a date that we know how we process problems in the past. I know after about 3 days I'm gonna be okay to at least talk about it. So let's target. You know what I mean? You got to come to that decision with your partner. So we agree to the deadline based on our personal way we handle problems or resolve problems, or when we know emotionally we'll be able to function and deal with them in a healthy way, so we're not attacking each other.
So to piggyback off that, and to help this disconnect that I feel that just happened, if we come to the agreement, and this goes both ways, I feel like if you really care about your partner, you really want that relationship to work, it's really no bad time to have that conversation. Because you can't keep, I think a problem with our culture and us as men, it's one of those things we keep seeing the finished product. And then when the progress happens, we don't know what the fuck to do with it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things when we decide, and again, I use decide in all caps, we decide, and it goes with the conversation, to hurt our women or our partner. A lot of times when that feedback comes, you don't want to hear that shit. Because you feel like, you know what, I heard you the first time. No, I think we got to start hearing it until they're tired of saying it.
Well, this is the thing.
But point being, not saying that you override it to abuse, but it's one of those things you can't put time on pain.
This is very true. However, I look at it from the perspective of the pain. You're only festering it if you're not addressing it. You got to attack the problem.
No, I'm saying address. If he or she is addressing the issue, the thing is, can you really get mad if it keeps coming back? Meaning, here's the thing, and that's why I said this is what Man Cave is really about. You mess up, no matter what it is. He or she decides to stay. You can't continue to get if she brings it up because it's something you did that made her feel like you moved back in that direction, you still gotta have that conversation. So it goes everything you guys are saying, it goes hand in hand, where you're holding your person accountable. You're cook. Is it cooking? That's what we'll
work on that.
Hashtag cooking. Tut said that. That's my boy shit. Y'all not gonna steal that. Hashtag Tut said that. With what you're saying is, even with that deadline, and you missed the deadline, the only reason why you guys or we as whole we missed that deadline, you got to have the conversation. Pick a time, place, whatever. Or call it something. Call it, hey, get in the pit with me. Hey, get in this bubble with me. Find a time to jump into this thing, and if we're going to do this challenge or whatnot, to where there's an issue, when we get in here, let it all out.
Right.
Meaning, I don't mean no disrespect, you don't mean no disrespect, but we fit to have this heated conversation. But understand the end result is we stay together and we move forward from this. That has to remain the end goal.
I think with another point that I wanted to make, it was not really a question, a statement when I heard the word. And a lot of the times I hear phrases, oh, communication is key. Communication is key.
It's bullshit.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'll say this. Is communication key only when you're the one talking? Or is communication key when you're listening as well?
No. Now watch this.
So let me tell you why that problem keeps coming up. If she keeps telling you about this month after the first time you guys talk about it, you didn't hear something.
You know what that word's called?
Because you didn't act on it. And
But
I'm
you
not
know what
just
that word is
saying
called.
both. I'm saying both ways. So
3 things that I've came up with, and I've said it on Facebook, and I'm gonna continue to say it. It's gonna become a shirt. Y'all can purchase that when the line drops in March. My bad. You know, I'm just done a little bit. It's my shit. Yeah. No, but seriously, it's we gotta stop putting so much on communication. You know why? I communicate with you all damn day, but if I don't comprehend and there's no consistency, the communication doesn't work.
Well, comprehension is key, absolutely.
But do you know what comes with comprehension? It comes dialogue.
And receiving, which
Right,
you sometimes
but
don't want to
again,
receive.
so if you break, but this is my thing, the communication, which Garry, I know, I feel it. I'm
he
finna
got
pass
some
it to
stewing
Garry. I
over
feel
there.
it.
He got
I
something
feel it.
stewing over there.
Communication, comprehension. What was the third? Shit. Compromise.
Very important.
Drop them gems for me one
Very
time.
important.
G.
I mean, shit. You know already said what it is, and I think that the most important piece of this, without even diving too deep, because this shit is real simple. Learning how someone understands, learning how someone communicates, learning how that they want to feel like this is a compromise. Because what may be 50-50 to you may be 70-30 to someone else. But it's understanding that person, not just the words that are coming out of their mouth, but truly understanding where that word lands, how they interpret that shit. Those are the things that matter. Those are the things that make comprehension key. But what's the lock, right? What is that lock that's being unlocked or locked? So, yeah, there it is. Done. It's Man Cave.
Man Cave, yeah.
Hashtag Man Cave testimony.
We got a question?
Hashtag Man Cave testimony. That's another hashtag. We on fire. What's going on? What's going on?
So I have a question. Just as a woman, like I hear you all talking about the 3 C's: comprehension, communication, compromise. I feel that sometimes we may be on the wrong channel. So as men on the panel, if we're trying to communicate, what's the best way to communicate with you all?
Damn. I guess I'm going first. All y'all gonna look at me?
I was going shit.
I'm like,
Can you clarify the question?
Okay,
You
so
gotta get a little detail for that for me to answer that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I came from a communicative state because with communication, it's a channel. The way that communication is transferred to you, as in, are you better as in one-on-one, or are you better as in, but this is a horrible thing, but you know how people would be like, get a taste of your own medicine is the best way to learn, versus if someone say, you tell me once I get it, you know, or pulling me to the side. You know, what's the best way? I'm trying to make it less conversational, but as men, what is the best way for you to be open to communication?
So your question is, what is
Like,
the
what's
best
channel?
way for us to receive what y'all are saying?
Not even really we're saying, but like for you all to be comfortable enough to
Open up.
But
yes,
but
there
the
we go.
difficult part of that is that we're not monolithic. We're all different.
You don't have to
And
break
how
it
and how
down, G. You can't
D,
be doing that.
Dale, Marcus,
no
how
means one.
everybody understands and takes stuff in is totally different. That comes back to the time that it takes. You know, people want to hop into relationships in fucking 90 days and shit instead of spending time to learn and understand
That's why I
somebody.
did this.
That's the hook, right? Because then you know, okay, this is how we have conversations. This is our safe space. This is the timing that it takes to get a proper dialogue in place. You learn all that shit over time with dating someone. So we're not all the same. We're not homogeneous like that. So I think that everybody is different.
It's okay to pull out your phones and look up homogeneous, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, because that went over your head. One more time. One more, Garry. Yeah. That's when he did it. Here's the thing, when Garry did it, I was like, oh shit, we're gonna have to go back and explain it. So
love it. Thank you.
I'm not saying dumb it down. I'm just saying
That should be the lower third, the
translate
definition
it
of that
to
word.
where everyone understands where you're coming from and what you're saying.
We're all different.
We all different.
You gotta learn us when you're trying to be with us.
To his point.
And there's reciprocity. We doing the same thing with you. We've got to spend time. We've got to ask questions. We got to go through the trenches. We have to appreciate the valleys because the mountains are on the way. You got to put that time in. You can't skip and rush the process, but you got to take the time to understand somebody.
I would say that the biggest thing is just finding the communication path that works best for you guys, like in a situation. So, like you said, seeing as it's not everyone's going to be different. Some person may be like, look, if you just text me a long message and I can read
Don't
it.
do that
I'm
shit.
just saying
Oh, my bad.
for an example. Not saying that's the best one, but somebody may be like, damn, I'm not good at talking, so I'd rather read it. Or somebody be like, don't text me, speak to me, let me talk. So, you know, right?
That's why I asked the question to open
Somebody else to tell me. Maybe they communicate better. He did. He cut out. Don't do that one.
The man cave.
My bad.
Real shit.
That's all I was saying, though.
Yo, he got
it is different paths of it. But
you know, as women too, something that I think a lot of times we don't focus on is you can't communicate with every partner the same. So when you date a guy, that's his communication style. You can't bring that to the next one because they might not.
Man, texting don't work,
and one
bro.
thing I would
Hold
say
on.
on the texting thing, it's all about interpretation. No, I'm saying.
You can text me.
It's interpretation.
You can text me.
So,
No, there's no.
You can text me.
okay, the answer is don't text the person if you want to communicate with them.
I think
text me.
I
I don't do phone calls.
I think Dale really kind of exemplified what Garry said. Dale kind of exemplified exactly what Garry said, is that we're not monolithic. Each one of us has something different. If you remember when you first asked the question, the first thing I said was trust.
Yes.
Right? Everybody has something different that they require as far as making sure that we can receive the communication we're getting. And then the most important thing we got to remember is no matter how many different styles that you do to communicate and to receive, if you really care about the person you're with, and you value, I'm going to say the word again, value, I'm going to say it one more time, value. I need the whole place to say value. If you value the person that you're with, you will find a way to communicate with them, even if it makes it uncomfortable for you at the time. If that's not how you do it normally, but you still got to find that way to connect, you'll do it. You'll stretch those muscles you never stretched before because you because you value the person you're with.
And that backdoor on the comprehension of it. So I think that goes to the other C. So you value that and y'all communication line is straight.
I said that. I don't want nobody using my
shit. Do it a
shit.
little bit better there. So,
that's mine.
And then
I can
at
be
the end of the day, you compromise
I can be
on how it all works out.
Because you
there we go.
Value.
Whoa.
Value.
I said I can be bribed with popcorn, so most shit, like woman bring me popcorn, I'm good. Like whatever happened, I'm sorry.
You know what?
We're not monolithic. We're not
popcorn and oatmeal cookies,
oatmeal
raisin cookies.
No, that's a good question.
I like that
one. No, that's a great question. Watch this question. No, watch this question. Honestly. Hey, and y'all better be goddamn honest.
You got it.
You two back there. Hey, seriously, if you mad at that lady, what is one thing that causes you to be like, you know what, it ain't that serious?
Popcorn.
Popcorn?
Yeah, I'm good.
Damn, I would have to think of one.
I ain't got to think of one.
You got yours?
Just kiss me.
You know what? That's a good one.
Just kiss me, and I'll forget everything we was fighting about. That is so. I am a big sucker. Just kiss me, and we
arguing.
Okay.
I think
you gonna kiss me in the middle of an argument?
Mine's probably understanding. If you sit back and say that you get where I came from, I guess that makes you sound like I'm saying you told me I was right. I'm a arguer. So
my brother's a Cancer.
Yeah. You right.
Where that
okay,
mic at?
We good now.
Where that mic at? Marcus.
That's
What is it? What is it? What is
Let me
it?
give it the old head first. I gotta think of my.
All right, Miss Haynes. So the question is, when your beautiful wife decides to upset you, what is one way, like in the midst of the argument, if she just do this one thing, you be like, you know what, it ain't worth it.
Don't tell that.
I guess I have to
Pass
say
the
no
mic.
comment.
Pass the mic. Don't
It's back on you, Marcus.
Marcus is
you
back
had time
on.
to think now. You'd have had your time.
I wasn't
to think.
ready for that. I wasn't ready for that.
Good answer. Good answer.
I can't top that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh shit! That wasn't the right question. No, but for me, no. Nah,
Wait. He didn't say it either.
Yeah.
That's dead.
Hey,
You know,
no. But I will say this. Whatever it is, to help the marriage stay that long. Goddamn it. So.
I'll say a hug.
Oh man,
the mic,
y'all
sister,
can't down
boy.
his answer now.
yo.
Tut.
I can't.
you gotta
What
jump in
what
here,
is
baby.
it? What is it? What stops the argument for you? In the middle of the argument, if she just do this one thing, that's it. Like, you know what? This ain't worth it.
No, honestly, dude, it's just admitting, like, you know what I'm saying, not fault, but like understanding where I came from. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's genuine, not just saying it, not a lip service. I mean, again, not to put too much personal business out there, but we had a situation for a quick little trip we took, and it was just a miscommunication. And once I explained to her how I felt, and then I understand where she was coming from, boom, it was just, I mean, we deaded it in like 5 minutes and just had an amazing trip. So, we've just learned to open up those lines of communication. So for me, it's like, yo, if you wrong, or if it's something like you took out of context or whatever, just admit, like, babe, you right. I ain't think about it. Because all she said was, babe, you right. I didn't even think about it like that, this, and this. And that's enough. Like, okay, boom, we good. It's not I'm right, she's wrong. It's just like, you get where I'm coming from. You get
But
my
it's
intentions.
what stops the argument.
But my intention, you
Right.
knew my intentions were pure. So
I'm the same
for me,
way.
it's that. You know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that. That's how I operate. If we in a heated conversation and I start to hear you say, you're understanding where I'm coming from in the midst of the argument, it calms my aggression down because it's like, okay, we getting somewhere. A lot of times, we'll get in there one day, but a lot of times where it's like you start feeling like your partner not understanding where you're coming from. Use those 3 C's and tell you Del P said that.
Hashtag man cave.
I'll get into one more topic and then we're going to get the fuck up out of here. Let's get into, I don't know, I'll let somebody from the audience pick. Who got one? Nobody? Just a random short one. Just ask a question. Just Latifah. Oh, Tut.
So this is a question too. Actually, it's a good question for anybody, men, women, married or single. How do you curb your appetite for attention from the opposite sex?
Oh shit! I'll go first.
Oh, shit.
So what is it? What is the things that you do?
That. Keep all hands, feet. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. That was my number saying. No. That's a great topic. For men, I think a lot of it comes from the positions that you decide to put yourself in, and I'm gonna forever. Y'all gonna forever hear me say this on Man Cave. That's cool. It's cool, man.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Hey, don't you sweet talk this mic.
This gonna be good.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with you, man. Don't internalize the shit. It's just me. I'm addicted. It's cool.
All right. No. All right. Now, but seriously, to really answer that, you said stop the craving, correct?
Yeah. Innocent. What do you do?
What do I do? Me personally? Oh shit.
You wanted to go first.
He did. You should have had a good ass answer.
Y'all want the raw and authentic answer?
That's what it better be.
That's
what it better be.
Come on, Man Cave.
Better not be the fake answer.
Yeah, well, y'all want to be honest. So, what Del P does, to stop that craving to go out and entertain, which is what we're dissecting it around, right? Like, not to mess around, basically. No? Or just
We said intention. Attention.
He's saying attention. That doesn't necessarily mean going out.
Let me provide. Let me provide clarification.
I don't
Yes.
need that.
So all I'm saying is this: as men or as women, you go out right now. We are by nature
Okay,
we
there you go.
the opposite sex.
No,
you
so-
like to be wanted, right? So my question is, how do you stop kind of that feeling? How do you not stop it, but how do you stop yourself from making bad decisions or whatnot, but at the same time not sitting in the house?
So you make
It's three ways I can
I'm sorry,
answer
go
that.
ahead. Go
It's three ways you can answer that. One is being real mindful of the destinations that you put yourself in. That's one. What did he say?
No.
I don't even no, just really. Me personally, again, this is my personal, how I try to stay out of those type of the attention. The platform that I have, I get a lot of attention as it is, and people might not know this about me. I really don't like attention. I don't like being in the forefront of things. I don't like being the life of the party, but I accept who I am at the same token.
They gave you laughter in the
Funny
audience.
how everybody started laughing when you said that.
And everybody want to look around.
I didn't know
You
if
didn't
that
want
was-
attention.
He
You did a
talking
whole press
about
conference.
sober Dale. Liquid courage Dale
let me
is
finish.
another
No,
person.
but it's one of those things like I'm really not. I'm not. In all honesty, I'm not interested in who sees what I'm doing. I'm more interested in people learning from the mistakes that I make and shit like that. Like that's where I come from. So, three things that I personally do to, not worry about the attention, especially with the path that I'm on. You get the DMs, you get the like goofy little likes and stuff like that. I don't respond to them. And then what people don't be realizing, I don't even run my social media for that reason. Like, I don't want to engage in that type of stuff. But at the same token, you got, paying attention to the environments that you put yourself in. That's one. Number two is, really being mindful of the people that are around you. And, well, the company that you keep. So, for example, you're married. I will never call you the day of and say, let's go out. I'm not. He's going to explain his life. But no, on a serious tip, man, it's just, as a man, it's one of those things, and we got to learn this. You don't put yourself in an environment where you feel like your, your lust decides to take over your mental. And we got to get better with that because a lot of times we put ourselves in positions where we don't even know, like, I don't do strip clubs. Like, no, for real, no bullshit. I don't do strip clubs. It's not that it's what the woman's doing at the strip club. It's just like my mental be like, I'm not fit going in throwing no money. I can go home with my girl and do this. Like, that's where I be at with a lot of these decisions. So, again, it's the people around you. It's the destination that the environment that you decide to put yourself in. And then at the same token, like, if you're not fully committed into that situation, then don't fully commit.
Who answering next? 'Cause that was some political bullshit.
I got you.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Really
Come on, Dale. I'm gonna tell you,
Dale.
Dale. I love you. I'm gonna tell you why.
got
Because
you,
we
big
live
homie.
in Houston, my G.
Fam.
I've seen bad chicks at the gas station.
Fam.
Exactly.
I got you, big
Go
homie.
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
got you, big homie.
I'll answer.
I didn't.
I
Y'all
got
feel
you.
like I
From
didn't
my
answer?
perspective.
I didn't feel like you answered
I
the
got
question
him.
on what he was asking.
We know what
when
you're
you're
saying.
in that, when
I'm
you're
gonna
in
ask-
the place and there's people
Didn't
around.
say that.
2K with the homies on.
Yeah. It's like, and he said not
Listen,
in the house. He
the
definitely
first
said
thing
not in the house.
we have to be mindful not to put the responsibility
The
of
question
that
wasn't
feeling
answered.
on the environment that you're in. The environment that you're in is not responsible for how you conduct yourself or how you feel that way, because you should be able to conduct yourself accordingly no matter where you are. That's the first thing. The second thing is to deny yourself the desire for attention from other people.
Lust.
We are humans. We are not monolithic people. Your spouse is not going to be your everything. I said it. I'm going to say it into the microphone. The person you are with is not going to be your everything. They are not responsible for all of your happiness, nor are you responsible for all of theirs.
Facts.
Therefore, there are times you're going to want attention from people who are different from the person that you are committed to. That doesn't mean you have to violate that relationship, but you should not feel wrong about wanting attention from other people. That doesn't mean you're going to do anything. And anybody who has a problem with that is insecure. Yes. And they need to get their thing together. There you go. And I said it.
The world is yours,
Period.
Garry.
Period.
Hey, because at this point, turn y'all chairs real quick.
I second that.
Hey, though, I'm not going to say shit different than what's been said because this is the realest rap ever. I mean, shit, we want attention.
Period.
We're human. It feels wonderful when your suit is right or your joggers is right and people are looking, you getting the smiles, you getting the eyes. It feels good. I'm looking at women on Facebook Live right now. There's some fine women. I see one. Hey, boo, I
Facebook
see
Live.
you.
What's good, y'all?
It feels good.
What's
You know
up,
what I'm saying?
y'all?
But the flip side is,
Stop.
you know the consequences. So taking
it's
it
real,
back
say
to
her
the-
name.
Taking it back to the beginning of the show, right? Taking it back to the beginning of the show.
Whoa! Hey, don't let them bait
Hey,
you.
Didn't say her name.
I'll say it on
Don't let 'em
Patreon.
bait
We'll
you.
do the exclusive. We'll get some exclusive man cave. You know what I'm saying? But
You gotta
gotta
subscribe and pay
Yeah,
for
that's
it.
the
Yes.
exclusive shit. But
yes.
taking it back to the beginning, conversation that we had, like, we have to be mindful of our emotional state versus our logic. And Tut drops a valid ass statement. It's an emotional thing to feel good and want those eyes and everything else. Logically, though, there's some goddamn consequences that coincide with that.
Right.
So, yeah, it feels good, but that's as far as this feeling gonna get.
Exactly.
Because I'm gonna take my ass home, or I'm gonna do whatever the case is. I'm not gonna ask for this number, this DM, this IG. I'm not gonna do any of
Hey,
that
do we do that?
because I know what's more important.
So
I want a question. Do we do that?
Do we do what?
Like that moment where like you see if you still got it. Like, do we do
I've
that?
been lost.
The
I ain't
smart
gonna-
dude doesn't. Like we
Man, you
like
be honest.
Lies.
I'm keeping
We
it
all
all
done it.
I'm gonna say, being honest,
I'm not out
I
here-
didn't speak on the topic.
Come
What's
on,
the,
We all
what's the
done it.
Keep it a
benefit?
beam.
Because let me tell you
Yeah,
why.
come on.
Let me keep it all the way funky.
How the hell you gonna say that with your answer, Dale?
Let me take it all the way funky.
I said for me, nigga.
Hey, the look is just as important as anything else. If just the look
but I'm
alone
saying
is
I
all
can-
you need.
You can window. I was told by my uncle once before. He said, "Man, look, nephew, go window shop. Don't you go in there and purchase nothing.
You know how expensive that shit is?
It ain't expensive to me because I don't window.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even like malls.
Tut, to your, I'm gonna make it personal for
Tut
you. I'm
caused a
gonna
lot
make
of
it.
conflict tonight.
Check this out, y'all. I'm gonna make it
can't come
personal
back.
for my brother. All right. Tut out here shining in 2020.
My God.
Okay.
What?
My God.
Okay. He out
Hey,
here
what he
shining in 2020. I'm gonna give you. I'm
Oh,
gonna give
nah,
you your
yeah.
flowers so you can
Give him
smell
his flowers,
fresh,
man. My
bro.
brother-in-law
DJ
said,
Slim,
"Wait,
He out
he
here
wants to be
shining.
healthy."
So
Proud
to
of
that point, not only should you be appreciated by those who love you in your home, you should be okay to be appreciated by the visuals of everybody.
Yeah.
It's all right to have a young lady say you look nice. You receive it, you thank her for the blessing, and you just keep it moving.
If she grab
So
your
if
ass,
to your,
though.
so to your pointed question, you asked how we curve that. That's how. You know where to take it. You know how far to receive it. It's not, but you shouldn't feel bad for receiving it because you're human.
But you don't
feel
act
me?
on it, right?
He did act on it. You know what he did? He said thank you, and he kept it moving.
Yeah.
There's
'Cause
nothing.
you know as
wrong
far
with
as you're
that.
gonna go.
I just feel some type of way. I feel like I answered the question.
Nah,
That's the answer.
he wants to know how to curve it. That's how you curve it.
You
Eric
said I
Roberson
answered
said
the
it
question.
best,
No,
man.
we definitely said you acting like the politically correct way. Like you was really.
I'm
at the
Del
press
P. I'm
conference,
Del
like he
P
was
of the
really
Man
up there
Cave,
like,
and I don't answer shit politically correct.
Gotcha.
We'll take that. I like that.
That was kind
I
of
think-
cleaned
I
up,
think
though.
what I was-
That was kind of cleaned up, though.
Okay,
What-
can y'all?
Clarify what happened. Curb and avoid are two different things.
Exactly.
So that's why I
You
caught the curve.
answered as if the question was how do you avoid.
That's what I was saying.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so
You didn't. When it happens, what do you do? Not how you stay away from it.
So wait a minute. Okay, so
Yeah, you
now
stay
watch
at the
this.
house. You literally
Watch
said
this.
stay at the.
Now watch
without staying
this.
at the house.
Marcus, you been out with me?
Yes.
Toy, you been out with me? You been out with me? You been out with me?
I've been
you
out.
been out with me? You been out? If I get in that situation, I have the national stance of this shit right here.
Facts.
Marcus, you remember that? Say you don't remember that.
Facts.
What I told you. We did make it. You
Facts.
said, remember that? Hey, you see that? Gary.
My birthday.
Gary, the way you set these curtains up,
Look,
fresh.
my birthday.
Fresh.
He pulled that.
Nah, be honest, bro. When I'm out, like if the situation gets into me, hey man, look.
I don't know. I ain't been out
I'm not
with
gonna
Dale to
stop.
like a Prospect Park or like an address
No,
or
I'm not.
anywhere. Like, I can't answer it because he said it in the beginning. We go to the hole in the walls. We go to the
Like
places
if you
where
go out with me,
you chilling.
you be like, Dale, man, let's go out. I be like, you wanna go where I go? Hey, we going to the hole in a while. Everybody 30 years older than me.
The table.
What's the worst case happening?
So basically,
I'm gonna
we're
take a
not-
SSS shake like that.
We're not a monolithic. We're not monolithic in how we handle that. Obviously, you can see it as a variety of ways we deal with it, and they
just
all
saying,
have they all have good
It was
points.
for
in
who
time.
you were, man. I don't want no pat on. Don't talk to me. Don't get in my bubble. Yes, you can.
But he knows how he.
Yes,
But he
I
handles it
know
that
how
way
I
because he
move.
knows how he is. Right.
There we go.
Touch yourself.
Oh man.
For me,
Don't go out with a loaded
for me, hey, no,
I thought
no
of an
BS.
answer, but
No BS.
That's a good one.
For me, I'm about to wrap it up. We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. No, I'm serious. That's a sidebar. Like, if you feel like you got the sexual urge, touch yourself. Go out.
How do we
I'm
get
good
here?
after that.
Desire.
How did we get here?
Desire never
How
stops.
did we get here?
I think
It
that was
does-
a movie. It was like
Just
don't
use
go out
good
with a loaded
discernment.
pistol.
Yeah, you don't go out with a loaded pistol. Like,
Just
hey,
don't do it.
How
Wow.
did we get here?
I'm out of there.
How
Like,
did we-
Loaded pistol.
Desire gone.
yeah, I don't want it anymore.
Touch yourself. Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
How did we get there?
How did we?
Okay.
Again,
So
I
I'm
hold
gonna
nothing
say-
back.
I know I don't speak for all women, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels this way. I'm going to say crave. I don't crave attention from men when I'm happy at home in my relationship. Now, yes, the attention is nice and you know, everybody want to be told they look good, this and that. I go home and I put that energy into my man. So I don't crave it, but then when it happens, to curb that appetite or act on the attention or, you know, go there physically, I take that energy home.
You do realize that man can.
That's a
Whoa, hold up.
Like you should. That goes both ways though.
Wanting and craving is basically the
what?
same thing.
I can't hear what she said.
We're not craving that attention.
Hey, first of all,
But if you're single and you're out for
First,
that reason,
it
and
wasn't
you're
a woman's
looking-
question. It was defined for both.
You're right. It wasn't.
It was
Okay.
defined for both. Why are we segment? See this one. This is what man.
Because I can't speak for a man. I'm speaking for myself and for others who may feel the way I feel.
Yeah, you should. Matter of fact, Mike.
Don't drop
cut-
that mic though.
Yeah, don't drop the mic. Mike,
Don't drop
just cut the audience mic at this point. Shit, they can't talk no more. We got nope. The mic is off. There's 3 minutes left.
Y'all do realize men can give compliments and not want to holler at you, right?
Man.
Oh, I just wanted to put it out there.
So true.
I just want to put it out there
That
because
shit
I don't
fun
want
as
to make it
hell,
a
too.
blanket statement.
So
Okay.
true.
Hey man,
That shit fun.
what's fun?
Giving compliments and not wanting.
Just walking off.
Yeah.
Like, let me just compliment you and keep it.
No,
And
no,
keep
I
it. That's
get
what I'm saying.
what you said.
Yeah, and
I
keep
do
it.
that shit all the
Yeah,
time.
keep it
I feel
moving.
like that's a good service to the world. Like that's just
Yeah.
But this
That's just a
you know
good
what's
thing to
funny?
do.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny though? I do it, and then it's like when, the way way some women respond, be like, "What'd you say to me? Hey, you wearing that dress? I'm out. That's, I got nothing else to say to you. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I don't care what I'm out. You know what? You know what's funny? Her mindset doesn't matter. I said what I said, and I'm out.
She might.
You don't
need a
have
good
enough
smile.
time to respond. You wearing that dress? I'm out. That's it.
That is a beautiful thing. Just a quick second, because, like I said, I don't want to bring in demographics, but that is where you kind of stay. Because Northwise, people can't give compliments without per se being offended, just because of how that is culturally. So, you know, when
Phoenix.
per se men
Relax.
do compliment and say if we don't take it, like it's either automatically insult or not. But down here, it's a whole different thing, whole different ballgame. Just speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
True.
So, a question for the audience at this point. Y'all don't need the mic. I've been trying to close this shit out for like 30 minutes,
You
bro.
got like a
Y'all-
man cave mantra to wrap up.
Shit, yeah, man.
Man cave mantra. What you got?
Hey, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I don't appreciate the pockets of what's gonna hit me, but I appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, it's automatically billed. Don't worry about it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's like-
Cool, bro. Gotcha.
Hey, first.
Gotcha.
Nah, we ain't
Gotcha.
taking no donation. I done clicked out my shit. No, seriously. But this is what you guys, what you guys seen tonight in the interaction that I got kind of makes me feel, my partner not gonna agree with that. Like we should do a live audience, maybe once a month, just to get the dynamics of the conversation to keep going. But this is what I want. What happened tonight is what I want. To where everyone had something to say. There was no disrespect. Nobody got belittled. Nobody felt less or felt like they wasn't heard. If y'all was, I apologize. Just speak up a little louder. So, nah. Yeah. Or speak into the mic. Nah, but no, seriously. I'll bullshit to the side. Tonight, I truly appreciate each and every last one of you. Kaja, I appreciate you. One of the most I appreciate because my schedule has been hectic, and you've been there each and every time. That is my favorite and only photographer. I won't accept nobody else. No, all offense, you will never be my photographer.
Man, you sitting right here.
You'll be my studio guy. Like, I would forever use your studio. Yeah, Darius don't give a shit. No, for real. Like, to close it out tonight, I do. Like, everybody that came in this room, I don't try to do this and not get emotional. It means a lot to me. And a lot of times I struggle with accepting that people want to see me win and like really have love for me. I struggle with that. So when you guys see me kind of standoffish, when you congratulate me or you be like, are you focused? I'm kind of like one of those guys, after it happened, I'm good. But I have to see it happen. So, oh, man.
Boy, if you cry.
Man. Nah, I'm not.
You get laughed at about it.
We definitely do.
Nah, I'm not. No, for real. Like, no, seriously. The audience, like, I appreciate everybody that came, that took the time out their day to come. The viewers that took the time out their day, they could be doing something else. But, a lot of people chimed in, and, like, a couple of things happened before I got here. People were sharing it, and that's when it started hitting me. But I ain't going to get into too depth, but, you guys, like, I appreciate y'all. Like, we don't say that enough, that I love you guys. Y'all my brothers. I forever want to collab with y'all. I forever want to, like, keep doing what is against the grain that, the culture that we live, it's not ours. And it meant a lot to me when I got other black men standing behind me, whether they're younger, older than me, like, we do it together. And that means a lot to me because that's what I stand for at the end of the day. And, when you guys tune in to Man Cave, which will come on Monday nights, 8 p.m., on time at 8 p.m., I wanted to cut the show short tonight, which is also a press conference, but I felt like it wasn't fair to the people that sat up here with me and to y'all because it's one of those things like you don't know what you're getting into. And my whole objective is to let you guys know what's coming. My whole objective is to change the game. So if you feel like I'm not a team player with the culture, that's because this isn't our culture, so I don't want to live a culture that wasn't mine. So, every week we'll be here Monday nights, and I will always have 3-4 guys with me to get inside of the mind of the Man Cave. So when we say Man Cave, it's not a facility. It's letting everybody know what's inside of a man's mind. So with that, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate my viewers. I appreciate my partner that pushes me to do the most. I appreciate my support system that are sitting in this room that, I don't know, man. Like, that's all I got. I ain't doing no fucking award. This is Del P, and I'm about to take over. This is the hardest working man in podcasting with my brother G,
What up?
with my brother Marcus, and my brother Darius. And I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Gang shit.
This is the Man Cave.